Today we are taking a look at Solana coin once again now. Since last time, there isn't much of a change happening on the Solana coin, but what we have waited for was a proper market structure break, and what we actually got was a bounce from this middle line of Bollinger Bands, which is currently in the bullish trend. Now, before we go to the smaller time frames, once again, our target is this area here, which is like 100-ish, in order to form a proper supportive zone, because this line that we bounced from, it was just a psychological support zone, which by the psychological support zone, I mean, it's just three-digit number, 0000100000. So this was like a psychological support zone, and now we have to confirm this one with a proper retest, which would form a proper support zone here. So now going to the smaller time frames, let's start 1 hour time frame. We've been waiting for this area for the downward movement since this area here, because we had a nice breakdown from the 200 EMAs, which was a trend holder for some time now, since the beginning of the April already. And basically, what we had to have is a movement to fill those fair value gap zones here, maybe here, like in this region. And then from here, we had to see a downward movement for ideal mark structure break, but we didn't get it. So we had a further liquidity movement, and now this is some sort of like resistance zones that we have formed on the Solana coin smaller time frames. We had a nice downward movement, and now we see that sellers are showing some sort of dominance. Now, since this kind of movement here, which started like a week ago, we had recently, it was yesterday, yeah, time wise yesterday, we had a quick liquidity moment to upper zones, which might have had some impact, but sellers overtook. Now we had a second wave of upward movement, a smaller one because the local top is much smaller one, and now again we see a sharp movement by the sellers. So just based on current situation, we still do wait for this zone to be secured. Now we are going to narrow this area down to this place here, and this is the area that we want to see to be retested, let's call it this way. Let's go to 4 hour time with too many candles here. So like this. Now, once we see the price near this region and we break down from this 200 EMA line, the 4 hour time frame, but this this is like some sort of mark structure break, but this is one of the worst mark structure breaks that we have seen in a long time. Ideal would have been if we had a nice breakdown from this area, but still, the setup is pretty good because risk and reward ratio, it was 1 to 3, let's call it. It's like 1 to 2 and a 7, I think, or something like this. So as long as price breaks this down, stop loss is going to be near this region. We would even narrow it down slightly upper, like in this region, just to be a little bit over this liquidity candle here. And our game plan is still the same. Now we're going to remove this long position that we've been aiming to see or get, because we're not aiming to get it right now. As of now, our full focus is staying in the downward movement once we break this 200 EMA in the 4 hour time frame. So I think there's nothing much more to talk about on the Solana coin. Once again, on the bigger time frame, we still have a decent amount of room to fall. We had one movement to lower zones, which bottomed the Solana coin heavily. We don't think that we will see anything near this region anytime soon. But the ideal bounce zone, as already mentioned, is this region here. So that one here. Once we see the price to move here, we can talk about another retest to the 200 and 100 EMAs. But as of now, we're seeing a rejection happening, and ideally, we should see a nice downward movement from here on. So that's it for the Solana coin. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and as always, see you in the next one.